More details arise regarding Andrade's AEW return, plus details behind his WWE release. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It is yours truly, Flamin' Rookie Derays, right here on the Wrestle Havoc channel. And in this video, we are going to be talking about Andrade's AEW return. Of course, the big story this week was Andrade making his return to All Elite Wrestling this past Wednesday on AEW Dynamite, attacking Kenny Omega and joining the Don Callis family. This, of course, is after Andrade was shockingly released from WWE well over a year after he returned to the company back in January of 2024. And when it comes to Andrade's release, a lot of people were wondering as to why he returned to AEW very soon, because normally when WWE releases a wrestler, the wrestler's under the 90-day non-compete clause, but according to PW Insider, that was not actually the case. Before we get into all this craziness, please make sure to like and subscribe to the Wrestle Havoc channel right here on YouTube, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the friggin' referee would say, ring that damn bell for more notifications. And without any further ado, let's get straight into this report regarding Andrade. According to Mike Johnson of PW Insider, we have details behind Andrade making his return to AEW and why he is back with AEW so soon. In this report, Mike Johnson stated, and I quote, "Since Andrade El Idolo returned to AEW last night, we've been beside with questions as to how this could be, since it hasn't been 90 days since his exit from World Wrestling Entertainment. The easy short answer is that WWE released Andrade. There was no 90-day non-compete clause. Multiple WWE sources confirmed to PW Insider that Andrade was cut due to numerous WWE wellness violations over the past year. PW Insider is told that the decision was made to cut Andrade outright, making him a free and clear to perform elsewhere. Andrade had previously been announced for independent promotions in both Mexico and the US, so it was already obvious that he wasn't under any sort of non-compete. WWE chose to cut him as opposed to paying him another 90 days to keep him from performing elsewhere. Obviously, this pretty much makes what had been suspected for some time official, that the company is no longer publicly announcing wellness policy suspensions for the main roster talents, something that had quietly disappeared over the last few years. So from what it looks like, Andrade didn't have a non-compete clause in his contract, therefore he was able to work elsewhere. But what's even more telling is that it pretty much confirms what we all kind of knew, and that was, of course, Andrade failing the wellness policy numerous times. And at the end of the day, WWE just does not play with stuff like that, and if you fail the wellness policy numerous times, of course, WWE is going to fire you. I believe WWE has a 3-strike and you're out system when it comes to the wellness policy. WWE is very strict when it comes to that. We can talk about how Andrade was booked in WWE, and yes, Andrade was booked very poorly in WWE. Aside from having pretty good matches, he was still booked relatively poorly, but there was a lot of conflicting reports regarding disciplinary action when it comes to Andrade, something that tends to follow Andrade around a lot. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with Andrade regarding AEW. Of course, he recently made his return this past Wednesday on Dynamite, and from what it looks like, he's gonna be facing Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dream, which is gonna be a freaking awesome match. I'm very excited to see what Andrade does. But this reason behind Andrade getting fired from WWE is very telling. I mean, failing the wellness policy numerous times is honestly a fireable offense. But what's even more interesting is that Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, and I know, take Meltzer with a grain of salt, he actually pointed something very interesting when it came to Andrade's AEW return. I'm reading this from 411 Mania's website. As previously reported, Andrade El Idolo has once again signed with AEW and appeared on Wednesday's episode of Dynamite. It was noted that he is signed full-time with the company moving forward. The reason he was able to sign soon after his WWE exit was because WWE fired him outright for wellness policy violations and had no 90-day non-compete clause. The Wrestling Observer newsletter notes that one of the reasons AEW signed Andrade was to give him another star for the Mexican market, where Andrade is very popular. They are hoping to build AEW in Mexico as well as on Fox Sports Mexico. The company recently appeared in Mexico City for a joint show with their partner CMLL. And that is very true, man. Andrade is very popular over in Mexico, and honestly, the Wrestling Observer is spot on with this whole statement. I said this before in a previous video, but I'm gonna say it again. CMLL is going through a boom period right now, and honestly, if you really want to build AEW in Mexico behind somebody, Andrade is definitely the guy to do it. It's crazy to think how WWE purchased AAA and they had Andrade right there. Unfortunately, WWE just didn't utilize Andrade for AAA in any way, shape, or form. I do not know why, but Andrade has a huge history in CMLL, and if AEW by any chance wants to send Andrade over to CMLL, it'd be great. But also in the back of our minds, we need to know that Andrade does have a history of disciplinary problems, and also AEW has a track record of not dealing with certain situations very well. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, especially after all of the details we got regarding Andrade's firing, which ended ended up being true. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens when it comes to Andrade. But as of right now, he is back with AEW, and a lot of people are excited. I'm gonna be honest, I'm really excited. He's paired with the Don Callis family, and I know some people are not too keen on that idea, considering Andrade can really boat well on his own, but there can be many different storyline possibilities further on down the line. Not to mention the amount of matches that Andrade is able to have in AEW. At the end of the day, his AEW return shocked a lot of people, including myself. But yeah, that was my video on Andrade. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below regarding Andrade's AEW return. And as always, please like, subscribe, comment down below, push that bell for notifications. I mean, look out for more videos right here on the Wrestle Havoc channel, in which we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the Virgin Referee would say, ring, ring, ring that damn bell for more notifications. As always, it is yours truly, Flamin' Ricky DeRays, signing out. I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace.